And he's like, there were too many black people. It's not good for business.
Look at that. Hey guys, AJ back with the one for you. So guys, we still have all these dunderheads that claim that the United States is racist, right? Come on. You know, if you guys actually think that racism is a big issue in the United States, come on guys.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
And yes, guys, the race card is out, okay? Because I am black, and I can tell you. And in my 45 years on this planet, guys, really, I've actually dealt with more racism from the wokey wokes and the liberals than anyone else, right? But guys, I really haven't had very many bad, like, racist experiences. I haven't. Because I don't believe in white privilege. There's majority privilege, yes, where, because in any country, the majority is treated a little bit differently. So, for instance, if you're white and you're in China, guys, you're not going to be treated the same because you're not the majority. If you're white and you're in Africa, if you're in Ghana, it's not going to be the same. If you have like a white guy and a black guy in Japan, they're both going to be treated as other. That's just the way it works. You know what I'm saying? So where's this cosmic sense of fairness coming from? It just doesn't make any sense. But is racism a big issue in my life? No. Guys, here we have this dunderheaded broad right here talking about how clubs and restaurants in New York are racist, right? Now, guys, I waited tables all throughout high school, college, and grad school. And guys, I used to hate having a lot of black customers. Black people run you like the devil, and then they don't tip you. That's just how it works. And guys, at least they'll tip a white waiter. They really won't tip black ones. Anyone who's worked in the service industry knows that if you have a group of customers who looks like me, it's going to probably be difficult. That's just the way it works, guys. 2 + 2 is 4. So guys, here, let's just listen to this dunderhead story and see how ridiculous it is. But guys, first, like, subscribe, drop a comment, hit that join button for a membership, and let's get into this.
Racism is actually pretty normal in the service industry, at least on Long Island. And I'm going to give you a story to illustrate that. Not normal to me, but normal as in common. So I worked at this Irish pub for many years as a bartender, and when I was kind of first starting out there, like, I was still pretty green. I didn't really feel like I was established there. We had this night called Wing Night. It was on Wednesday nights. We had wing and beer deals, and it was slammed busy every single week. It was like our best money night, and we had a DJ. Like, I remember before I worked there, like, this was the reason why my friend and I got fake IDs, just so we could go to Wing Night, right? And so when I got put to work on Wing Night, I was so excited, and I started making crazy money, and I was like, this is awesome. And then slowly but surely, like, the DJ would play like pop and, you know, today's hits and some hip hop, but not too much. And then slowly he started playing a little more hip hop, and then maybe mixing in like a little bit more rap, you know, like over the weeks, years, whatever. And I guess apparently there were more black customers. It's okay, buddy, we're waiting for them to call us. But I didn't really notice. I was making tons of money. And so I remember one night my manager came up and he was like, just so you know, there's no DJ tomorrow for Wing Night. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, we're not doing a DJ. And he just walks away. And I'm like, cool, thanks for the explanation. We're not gonna make as much money. So there's no DJ, obviously people aren't dancing, not making as much money, kind of sucked, whatever. A few weeks later, sit down, baby. He tells me, yeah, we're canceling Wing Night. Sit down, baby. And I'm like, why? And he's like, it's getting a little too dark. It's a little
Hey guys, she's gonna probably try and explain what that means, because I'm going to explain what that really means, okay?
A little too dark in here. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. And so he canceled it. Then worst part was he replaced it with a country music line dance night.
Let's go.
And these people, let alone not tipping, they didn't even order. They just came up to the bar and got, you know, iced waters every 5 minutes before they went back to their little like country western line dancing thing. Super nice people, but not making any money from them, okay? And at a certain point, I asked one of my coworkers, because I'm pissed now, and I'm not making as much money, I'm not making any money, and I'm like, why? After however many years of this successful Wing Night, why did we get rid of it? And he tells me, it got a little too dark in here. And I'm like, can you use your words like a normal person? I don't know what that means. And he's like, there were too many black people. It's not good for business. And he says it just so matter of fact, like I'm an idiot for not knowing it. And I was like, excuse me? Like, what did you just say? And he's like, yeah, it's pretty well known, okay? And like the restaurant industry, like it's not good for business. And listen, yeah, this was a pretty white area, but the fact, in my mind, the fact that we're having all these black people come in is a good thing, because it's like, look, people are coming from out of town just to be here for this night. Why are we not happy about this? And it's not like they were great customers, never an issue. Paying customers, having fun, tipping, like no issues whatsoever. Meanwhile, these country western people aren't even buying shit. And I remember just being so blown away, like, why would we want to not have these black customers that are coming from out of town, bringing their friends, buying shit, staying for hours, tipping the bartenders? Why would we want to replace them with these cheap country western folk who literally just come here and dance and maybe order one appetizer to split between the 50 of them? Why? And so eventually I asked the boss, and I'm like, can you tell me, like, is this true? Like, why did we get rid of wing night? And he's like, yeah, no, Sam, you had to have noticed it was getting dark in here. That's not good for business. And I was like, you know what? This is insane. And he says, like, you're new in this industry. You're going to hear this at any bar you work at. I promise you. And I thought he was just bullshitting me. And I was like, yeah, right. He's just probably a racist prick. No, every bar I ever worked at on Long Island, same thing. Same thing. There was a DJ and black people started coming in. They would tell the DJ, oh, don't play that music. One bar I worked at in Patchogue was like, we don't sell Hennessy anymore. And I'm like, oh, why? Because it's a black drink? And they're like, yeah. So just a heads up if you're on Long Island as a bartender. And I'm sorry if you are on Long Island and you're black, because it's up. And it took me years to really like understand that, like, no, this is how these people, like, this is the way it is. Ridiculous, but that's Long Island for you.
There you go, guys. Hey, I hate to break it to you, lady, but that's any area that's worth a damn. You guys, look at this comment right here. She says they do it more than just through the DJ. I worked at a bar, they have the same thing on wing night, and all of a sudden there's a very specific dress code implemented. No plain white tees, jerseys, certain shoes. We know what's going on there. Why would you want to cater to a crowd that wears white tees and jerseys to your place? And guys, look, I worked in restaurants for a long time. And guys, I can tell you, when she was trying to say that the black tables were tipping and doing all this other stuff, guys, no.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Nope. And there have been various TikTokers that have gone viral for actually repeating this. Guys, in general, black customers don't tip. That's why I actually tip extra to this day, is to break the stereotype. Because I know for a fact, I dealt with it for 10, 15 years of my work life. What a joke. Now, guys, say it got too quote unquote dark means they started playing the now, guys, isn't it funny, guys, that they had chicken wing night, so they had fried chicken night, and all of a sudden a bunch of us showed up. Now that's racist. But anyways, so guys, they start playing the rap music. The DJ has the music up too loud. All of a sudden there's fights, right? There's conflicts, okay? If it's not in the restaurant, it's outside the restaurant after you close down, okay? It's these chicks on their stupid phones with their weave, making scenes. Couples getting in fights. Guys, trust me, I know how a restaurant, bar, or establishment is when the majority of people look like me, and that's nowhere where I want to be. I tell you guys, if I go to a place, if it's a bar, so I don't go to clubs, I'll go to like a dive bar or a brewery, but guys, if I walk into a place that's a bar or some type of like establishment that has alcohol and the majority of people look like me, I'm out of there, guys. I am. Because guys, I say this too. When I bought my house, guys, I made sure to drive around the neighborhood and make sure that the majority of people did not look like me. That they did not look like me. Because if there's one thing that whites and Asians are, it's predictable. And guys, if you want to go somewhere on your night out, you want to be surrounded by people who are predictable. If you want to pay hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars for your house, you want to make sure that your neighbors are predictable. Okay? Guys, you do not want to attract a certain crowd. And it's not black people as a whole. It's a certain type. Okay? Guys, my sister has a Jeep Wrangler, right? And she doesn't go to black Jeep events. She'll go to the white people ones because they actually go out like mudding and off-roading. But the black ones, they'll just go to like the Applebee's parking lot, park their Jeep Wranglers that are on big 28-inch rims, and then blast music in the parking lot. There was one that's local to Tampa where she lives, and they had to shut it down because there was always a fight, or the cops always had to get called because they're getting drunk, and then someone pulls out a gun or they start fighting. That was the majority black Jeep meet. And guys, you don't want your restaurant becoming a majority where the people look like me. It's just too volatile, it's too dramatic, it's too unpredictable, guys, and it'll cost you money. And I refuse to believe that these white people who have the cowboy hats like a rhinestone cowboy weren't tipping. That's BS, right? That's BS. Because this is not racism. This is pattern recognition, okay? This is people looking and saying, well, we have this music in. These people show up, and we've had to call the cops every week for the last 5 weeks. Or, guys, do we need to talk about the amount of people who look like me who do the old dine and dash? How about that? There's an increase in dine and dash too. What a joke. And all these comments, they don't like black joy. Look at that. This is standard everywhere. Racism is expensive. Look at that. Support more black businesses. Not happening, guys. Because, guys, a lot of times black businesses give you inferior service and products because they're like, we're black owned and you're black. And they charge you more. I don't think so. But all right, you guys, JJ, appreciate you guys. Like the video, share the video. I appreciate you guys, and I'm out of here. Bye, guys.